right, welcome everybody. We have a public hearing that we need to take care of ahead of time here, so let's get going at 6 o'clock. I'll call this public hearing to order. In attendance are, everybody's here. So we have, Paul Hagan is not here. So we have 9 council members and Mayor Smith are also here. I'll call this meeting to order, and I'll have Juliana explain the public notice.
Thank you. I will refer everyone to page 3 of your packets for the amended ordinance, which relates to the permitted uses and conditional uses. We are removing the specified use for county penal institutions as part of an effort to streamline our zoning ordinances and to make it reflect a more consistent approach to zoning within the city limits. This move is also paired with a application to rezone the county courthouse property to the public facilities and utility lands district, which will cover uses including government buildings that would relate to that specific property that this permitted use would otherwise refer to.
Okay, thank you, Juliana. All right, at this time, we'll take testimony in favor of the changes. If you would like to speak on this, please step up to the podium, give your name and address for the record, and limit your time to 3 minutes or less. Anybody that would like to speak in favor of ordinance number 05-2025? Seeing none, hearing none, we will take testimony in opposition. Is there any testimony in opposition to this ordinance amendment? And again, hearing none and seeing none, I'll declare this hearing closed at 6:02 p.m. Next up then is our regular city council meeting. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 6:02 p.m. and I'll call this meeting to order. And always, let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Barb, you want to read the clerk's open meeting statement for us?
Sure. This meeting and all meetings of the Common Council are open to the public. Proper notice has been posted and given to the media in accordance with Wisconsin state statutes, so the citizens may be aware of the time, place, and agenda of this meeting.
And Barb, would you also take roll for us?
Mayor Smith.
Here.
Colin Dykstra.
Here.
Paul Hagan. Eric Halverson.
Here.
Dimitri Martin.
Here.
Paul Mayo.
Here.
Corey Nagel.
Here.
Eric Olson.
Here.
Dave Peterson.
Here.
Scott Perchatsky.
Here.
Henry Veliker.
Here.
9 present. We have a quorum.
Thanks, Barb. And one more thing here. If you want to start the introductions of the department heads.
Barb Nowak, City Clerk.
Josh Finch, City Administrator.
Eric Bailey, Library Director.
Juliana Stoes, Community and Economic Development Director.
Stephanie Reif, Finance Director.
Justin Behrens, Director of Public Works.
Laura Colbert, Parks and Rec Director.
Paul Benjwell, Captain, Police Department.
Thank you. And of course, Josh is in the back room operating the cameras. Next up is the consent agenda, which you can see starting on page 6. There is no additions or changes to that. Is there anything on there that council would like to see moved from the consent agenda to the regular agenda? If not, we'd be looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda as printed.
Move to approve.
Motion
Second.
by Olson.
Second.
Second by Dykstra, that we approve the consent agenda as printed. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. Next is the regular agenda. Again, what you see is what you get tonight. There are no additions or deletions to the agenda. So again, we would be looking for a motion to approve the regular agenda?
I'll move to approve.
Second?
Motion by Peterson, second by Olson, that we approve the regular agenda as printed. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. Under the first item then on the regular agenda is announcements and correspondence. And we have one certificate of appreciation tonight. And this is a certificate of appreciation. This certificate is awarded to Justin Behrens in recognition of his 10 years of service to the citizens of Waupaca since September 1st of 2015. Justin. Speech. Yes, we do. All of us do.
Microphone.
That would be nice.
Thanks, Mayor. It's been a fast 10 years, and I appreciate it. It's been a very fulfilling job, difficult at times, but in the long run, I'm very grateful to have this opportunity. Some of the projects I've worked on and the people that I've worked with have made this a great job. So at least another 10 more years. How does that sound?
At least.
Go fast.
Yeah. Thanks, Justin, for everything. Next up, then, we have public input. This is for anybody that'd like to speak to the council on a non-agenda item. If you'd like to, again, please step up to the podium, give your name and address for the record, limit your time to 3 minutes or less. Anybody that would like to speak on a non-agenda item? All right, let's go to new business. We have ordinance number 04-2025. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 17 of the City of Waupaca zoning ordinance, and this is the first reading, so there would not be any action tonight. But Juliana, do you want to just tell us again real quick what that's about?
Happily. You can refer to page 34 of your packet just to see the same information mentioned during the public hearing a few moments ago. As mentioned, we are removing the specific listed use of county penal institutions as part of an effort to streamline our zoning ordinances, remove uses that relate to very particular one-off instances, and streamline them related to concurrent zoning applications that we have in the works.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions on that? Again, this is the first reading, so you'll see this at our September 16th meeting for the second reading and hopefully approval at that time. Next up is Halloween on Main Street closures for Friday, October 24th. And Laura, this looks like it's yours.
Thanks, Mayor. You can find that on page 37 of your packet. Leslie Byers put this together on behalf of the Halloween on Main group. As last year, 2024 was a huge success, estimated crowd of just under 6,000 people. We will continue to have this event. We are requesting the street closures as shown on page 38. We are going to adjust the locations of the Touch a Truck to provide more space for the people that are walking, reduce congestion, and enhance safety. And we have worked with the city police chief and the committee to determine how the streets will be closed. It is going to be incredibly similar to last year. You can see on the map of page 38, everything in orange will be closed. The green is going to be our detour routes, and then the reds indicate where the barricades will be placed. Fulton Street specifically has 2 barricades on that west side, simply because we want to be able to stay open for the length of where Mouse's Art Supply is in that whole block. But we will most likely not have any food trucks or anything past where that orange is. And that's the recommendation and for the council.
All right, thanks, Laura. So since these are on city streets, we would need council approval of these street closures.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion by Martin, second by Dykstra, that we approve of the Halloween on Main Street closures for Friday, October 24th. Any questions, discussion?
I just have one question. What are the hours again?
4 to 6 p.m., and it will be on October 24th instead of Halloween itself.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, just a voice vote here. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. There's Josh. Next up, were you under the table?
No, I was in the other room.
Waupaca Online entered into a 5-year lease agreement with Brooks Farms for silo space. Josh, go ahead.
For a majority of our POPs or point of presence for Waupaca Online, where we have access point equipment to serve local residents, most of those are really simple agreements where we provide free service to the property owner in exchange for allowing us to replace equipment on their silo, tower, tall structure, etc. Really simple agreements, no money exchanges hands. And Mr. Brooks and Brooks Farm was one of those locations. He has notified us that the silo he has on his property, they don't have much use for it anymore. And we've been seeing that a little bit. Silos disappearing from the country landscape. They're not used the same way or as necessary as they used to be. And he's getting to that point where it doesn't serve a purpose for his business. So because he has costs to maintain that structure on his property, like insurance, electricity, if it needs any maintenance, etc., it doesn't make sense for him to keep that there and have those costs when his business has no use for it. So he notified us that he'd either like us to get into a paid lease agreement with it to help recoup those costs, or for us to remove our equipment in the near future from it. We currently serve 19, that number's outdated, I'm told it's 20 now as of last week, 20 customers off that access point, so it does have some use. His initial proposal to us was not workable, so we went back and forth. We educated him on pricing for vertical space for cellular versus WISP and the differences there were. And after going some back and forth, both here at a staff level and with him, revenue share of 20% plus maintaining the free internet connections we provide him is where we were all comfortable. We did compare that to some other paid lease agreements that we do have, and those two examples are on the memo where this isn't drastically different than those. That's fairly comparable. The agreement, the lease agreement in the packet is actually the agreement that we have with Waupaca County for their tower space that we utilize, just modified for this situation. It's a 5-year agreement. We do have a 90-day out at any time if we no longer need that space. He also has some protection in there as well if we default on it, or if the structure just gets to a point where it's not sustainable to leave it up anymore, that he can also give us notice. In discussion with Ralph about this whole situation, we looked into, does it make sense just to pull from there altogether, or to maintain that space? And when reviewing all the customers connected, we found that there were probably 7 customers we would lose if we didn't get into a lease agreement with him. And we're further ahead financially moving forward with a lease agreement than what we would be if we lost those customers. And that also goes against what we do, trying to help customers in areas where internet options are lacking. So looking for approval to enter into the 5-year lease agreement with Mr. Brooks and Brooks Farms, where we would pay 20% of our revenue and maintain the free internet connections that we currently provide him. So if there's any questions or comments, I'd be happy to try to answer those.
Eric, go ahead.
So there's no other options out there if he decides to take that down in the future? There's no other structures that are high enough out there?
So of the ones that we're currently on, we can't reach all of our customer base in that region with line of sight. So that's where it gets tricky if we don't have that line of sight. And the landscape in some of the rural areas is changing. There were some other grant-funded projects that are taking some of our customers right now and changing how we do things, and that might play into how things look in the future too. If we, 2 years from now, it might not be as relevant down there. Things may change.
Yeah.
And also gives time to look at other options too. But when you have 20 customers on a structure like this, it just makes sense to try to maintain that. And when we ran the numbers, even though that's going to be a little bit of loss of some of our revenue paying that lease, it makes sense to do. If we were talking 5 customers or something, it might not make as much sense.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
How many endpoints does he use that's included in this?
What do you mean?
His connections.
He's actually, him and his different properties have 7 connections with us, and we provide 3 of those at no cost as part of our current agreement. The rest they pay a monthly invoice for.
Okay. So if we were to not do this, then he would have to find alternatives.
He'd either have to find alternatives or he'd start getting invoiced by us once the current little minimal agreement we have is up, which would be 90 days.
I think this is fine. I mean, I'm just thinking about it. We weren't paying anything for it. We were just bartering basically for it. So
Yeah, I get that. I'd prefer to keep it that way, but if there's the choice between him having to pay out of pocket to maintain a structure that he doesn't need that we're using or not being there, period, and evaluating this, it's good for our customers. And like I said, if we lost the ones that we feel we couldn't move somewhere else, we're going to be further behind financially than paying a lease payment to him. And that was kind of the deciding factor at a staff level. We go, yeah, let's look at moving forward with this.
I'm guessing that you've already done this, but have you looked at other situations like you had with Brooks? And I mean, this might start a windfall here where he has an agreement because he has 20 customers off of his, and now somebody else might want to do the same thing. Have you looked at that?
It's something we've discussed, and I don't have a good answer for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking out loud. That's all. Yeah. Okay. All right, Josh. Colin.
You had mentioned that you had a similar agreement with the county.
Yeah.
Of course, the county has a number of buildings. I think there's one down the street from here. Is there a tower there? And are we on a tower at that building? And the only reason I ask is if this particular location fails, then do you have a backup? And is that is a tower at the county building down the street an available option? I assume there's one there, but maybe there isn't.
So there is a tower there. We're not on it, and that's one that we can't get on just due to all the emergency communications equipment. We are on one of their towers, and the county is just very particular on making sure that emergency equipment is protected. So that's probably the biggest reason that one there doesn't provide much value to us. And that wouldn't, good idea, but wouldn't help in this situation. Just it's the line of sight is the big game on this operation.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Where does the line of sight for Brooks come from?
He connects to a tower silo we're on in Lind, and then that one connects back to, I believe, Mount Tom.
All right. Anybody else have any questions? All right. So Josh is recommending approval of this agreement. Anybody want to make that as a motion?
Move to motion. We enter into a 5-year lease as with Brooks Farm as presented.
Second.
Motion by Veliker, second by Martin, that we approve entering into this 5-year lease agreement with Brooks Farms for silo space for his antennas, for our antennas. Any discussion? If not, Barb will call the roll.
Dave Peterson,
Aye.
Colin Dykstra,
Aye.
Scott Perchatsky,
Aye.
Eric Helverson,
Aye.
Henry Veliker,
Aye.
Dimitri Martin,
Aye.
Paul Mayo,
Aye.
Eric Olson,
Aye.
Corey Nagel.
Aye.
9 ayes, motion carried.
Okay. Josh, thank you. Next up is resolution number 1582. This is final resolution authorizing sidewalk improvements and levying a special assessment against benefit property. Justin?
Thanks, Mayor. This starts on page 46 of the packet. So this is the final resolution for our sidewalk replacement. This year, we did a preliminary resolution in public hearing in April. At that time, that was estimated amount. Now this is the final amount. So the work is done. It's been measured, and these are the actual numbers. Just a reminder that this assessment does follow state statute with the notices and how the value can be assessed. The 50/50 payment that is written in our ordinance. The payments, anything under $100 must be paid within 30 days. 100 to 500 can be paid within that 30 days, or up to 5 annual installments. Anything over 500 can go up to 8 annual installments, basically on their tax bill, with interest added on that's detailed within the report. So a 47 shows you the properties we're talking about, the owners, the parcels, the addresses. The first or the second to right column was the estimate that was from the preliminary resolution, and then the far right is the actual after measured. So these would be the actual values that these properties will be charged and potentially put on their tax bill over those installments. The plans and specs were all on file with the clerk, along with the estimates, and now this, upon adoption or approval tonight, this resolution with it.
Okay. Again, as Justin said, this is just final. You've seen preliminary numbers before. Now that it's final, just looking for approval of this resolution. Anybody have any questions? Anybody that would like to make a motion to approve this resolution?
Move to approve.
Motion by Olson,
Second.
second by Peterson, that we approve resolution number 1582. This is a final resolution authorizing sidewalk improvements and levying special assessments against benefit property. Any discussion? Barb will call the roll.
Eric Olson,
Aye.
Eric Halverson,
Aye.
Henry Veliker,
Aye.
Paul Mayo,
Aye.
Dave Peterson,
Aye.
Colin Dykstra,
Aye.
Dimitri Martin,
Aye.
Corey Nagel,
Aye.
Scott Perchatsky. 9 ayes, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to interrupt real quick. Art, so I got your name from Dave. I couldn't remember what your name was, but I think you're here a day early. Oh, you're just here to watch tonight? Okay.
Allowing us to stay. We are visiting from the town of Lynn, and we are here to advocate communication between the city and
Oh,
the adjoining township.
okay. All right. Yeah. We have an item on that has to do with the town of Lynn tomorrow, so, or somebody in the town of Lynn. So I just thought maybe that was what you were here for. But, okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Glad you could find a seat. Next up, ordinance number 11, 2025, an ordinance repealing and recreating section 1226, weights and measures programs. And this is also the first reading. Barb, you want to just tell what it's about?
Sure, thank you, Mayor. My memo can be found on page 48, and this is dealing with the Weights and Measures program that's been in existence since 2001. In 2025, we contracted with the City of Appleton for 25 days at a rate of $625 per day. That amount is not changing for this coming year. However, they are requesting a change, an adjustment for the petroleum pumps. They're currently at $30 per pump, and they would like to increase that to $40 per pump across the consortium of the other communities. And since they do the billing, or the billing is going to stay there as well, So that's just the ordinance on the next page. Number 15 for petroleum pumps would change from 30 to 40 there. So that's all that's changing in the ordinance.
Okay.
And this is just the first reading, like you said.
All right, anybody have any questions of Barb? Next up, we have license report number 1735. I guess we have one person on there. Oh, sorry, two people that are on here. We just need a motion to approve these operators' license.
Move to approve license report number 1735.
Motion by Dykstra, second by, I'm sorry, Velker, that we approve license report number 1735. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. All right, we are getting close here. Communications and recommendations of the mayor. I just want to update you a little bit about, you might want to just mark your calendars. So budget meetings, we discussed today, staff discussed with me today. We are going to basically have, we're going to have one of the budget meetings is going, the first one's going to be on September 16th, which I know is different than what we were talking about, but I'll explain that in a second. And Stephanie, that has to do with,
Our financial advisors, Baird, will be here for the financial management plan that they put together for us. So we just thought it would make sense to have those budget meetings at the same time that they're here giving their presentation.
okay, and the budget meetings are,
Utilities, TIF, and transit.
okay. So those are three that shouldn't take as long as maybe like personnel or capital. So we should be able to handle those, even though the second meeting of the month is a little bit longer, but, so expect that you'll be here, you know, longer on the 16th because of that budget discussion. Okay, and then the next budget meeting will be a separate meeting besides the council meeting. That's going to be on October 7th?
Or no,
It's 14.
On the 14th, I'm sorry. So that would be the second Tuesday, yeah. And that will be personnel. Okay, so just, that's one extra meeting for you in October, at least one extra meeting. We'll let you know about any others that we need to do yet. All right, anybody else have anything for the good of the meeting? We need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dimitri,
What time will that meeting be?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yep. Thanks for letting me. Motion by Olson.
Oh, no, he's not. I'll second it. He's not here, sorry.
Second by Dykstra. Yeah, you have to stay. Motion by Olson, second by Dykstra that we adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Again, say no. Motion carried. Have a great night.